Hello, beautifuls. How are you doing? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Happy weekend. Happy Saturday. Yeah, the the ride just keeps on going, hey? What have you guys been up to? Anything new? Anything exciting? You hanging in there? Any new breakthroughs? Movement in the energies for you guys? I'm not sure about you. I'm still feeling a little bit of resistance or blocks, or just like it's not the correct timing in terms of moving forward in certain areas of my life. But if I take a look at the slow and steady progress that I've made, there actually have been some big breakthroughs in little tiny packages. And one of those kind of tiny packages, and you might know this already if you follow my Facebook page at Kindred Heart Tarot, or I'm actually also on TikTok right now, Mollie Kindred Soul Guide. If you guys want to follow me over there, you guys can take a look. There's some readings on there. Of course, if you're not familiar, those ones are only kind of a minute long. So they're really short and sweet. But I did publish a book, so I'm really excited about that. What I did is I turned my Kindred Spirit Love Oracle cards into the Kindred Spirit Love Oracle book. So you guys can purchase this on Amazon if you like. And the way I do it, and I mentioned this before, is you just flip to a page and then you find your message for the day or message for your client or audience, whichever you're using it for. Hi, Teresa. How you doing? So I'll start with one of the messages. And this resonates to the number 7. So it is time to be soft and move forward with gentleness in your heart. Forgiveness of what did not work or was not in your highest interest will set you free. Knowing that another's behavior and choices are a reflection of them, it is time to release the burdens of another's pain. It is no longer yours to carry. Forgiveness will allow you to embrace a new beginning with someone who values and respects you. So there we go. And you can see that they're just short little messages here for you. And that kind of goes throughout the whole book. But I'm really excited because I've always wanted to publish a book, and I'm already writing a new one as well. So I'm not gonna, let the cat out of the bag in terms of what that's about, but I will let you know once it's all finished and ready to rock and roll. I'll do kind of another unveiling. So once again, you guys, I'll actually add the link to my details. But you can purchase this on Amazon. I think it's going to be available Barnes & Noble and multiple other areas. It's also going to come out in ebook form. So if you don't want a paperback version and you're interested in it, you guys can wait until it's available on Kindle and or other formats of the ebook. So super exciting. If you guys have ever, wanted to do something like this and it's just been on the back burner, just know that there just comes a point, there just comes a time where you're just going to do it. Things will align for you, or you'll be bored, or whatever it is for you, and you're just going to push through and you're going to do it. And then it's going to come into form. So if you have something like this that is, a dream or a passion project for you, and you're part of the way through, don't give up on yourself, because it's always possible, you guys, no matter how small it is. Like, it's a little tiny book, but I'm so proud of it, very excited. So you guys as well, don't give up on your dreams, no matter how big or small, right? I have a little bit of a different setup today, and I'm going to try to make this one a little bit of a shorter reading, because I'd like to get out with my dog George and take him for a nice adventure. So let's get started. I'm not going to do too much channeling, but I will say that things have been both exciting, but also feeling still, like I mentioned, a little bit stagnant. So I'm not sure if you guys are still there. I've been feeling rather frustrated talking to my guides and my angels, and I repeatedly kind of get just slow and steady, keep on going, like even the smallest progress is progress. So a lot of things are starting to change and move as things change in the outer world with COVID-19, etc., and things look like they will be opening up a little bit more and more. So, that external action will hopefully herald in some exciting changes too for us and our opportunities and possibilities in terms of what was hindering or blocking us before. So if you guys are struggling, tiny little steps, sometimes that's the best we can do. And whether that's just doing a meditation or whether that's getting out of bed, whatever it is for you, I'm trying to find ways to come back to meditation more, to center myself more, coming away actually from social media a little bit. So you guys might notice a dip, whether it's a week or 2 weeks or something. I will be taking a hiatus from social media. I won't be posting on my business accounts and or my personal accounts for a little while. I just need a little bit of a break from that. And also my food and nutrition and my physical body. I've gained some weight over the past couple of years, and I don't really think that's a big thing, but I would like to come back into a feeling of just feeling more invigorated, more enthusiastic about life. And when you work out and you create those endorphins, like it just brings this energy back into your life. So you're creating movement within yourself, which is really beautiful. And then hopefully that will reflect in the outside world and you'll see movement coming towards you in terms of a manifestation. So whatever it is for you guys, pick what your priorities are and focus on those priorities. And then kind of just go forward with that. And just a little loop back, the prices for my book are in US dollars online. So I believe it's $22.99 US for the paperback. And then it's going to be, I think, $7.99 for the ebook. Yeah, so super affordable if you guys want to support me in that regard. Okay, let's see what we have for messages. I've got some animal totem messages, shapeshifter transformation message, sacred rebel, a couple cards from my fantasy oracle deck, and then a few from the mystical wisdom. Okay, so I think we got this one last time. I don't know, Teresa, if you caught the replay. I think you did. I believe we got this one last time too, and I think that was 2 weeks ago, but it could have been last week. Time seems to be a little bit more fluid these days. But it says, create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently toward your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. So you might really have been going slow and steady. I feel like I've been rather impatient for the last little while, maybe every step of the way, if I'm completely honest with myself. But I truly thought that there would be more movement within the last 2 years than there has been. And yet I have accomplished things. It just doesn't seem like it because they're not the big ticket items that I would have preferred to accomplish, whether that's in a love relationship or a new career, or, specific successes in entrepreneurship or that kind of thing. So if you guys are there too, and you've been just working steadily away, be proud of yourself for continuing to take those steps every day, moving forward. But this is saying, it's another reminder, if you haven't seen physical results yet, physical manifestations of all your hard work, of your choices, of your sacrifices, of your faith, of your trust that in yourself and perhaps, the universe, angels, guides, loved ones. The heron is here to suggest that your patience will be rewarded. And that's not to say that we should keep going because we are looking for that reward, but that's how we are as human nature in terms of, wanting recognition or success, or we work towards things so that we have an outcome that we can enjoy and celebrate, right? So there should be some celebrations coming up soon, wherever you are in your path, in your alignment with divine timing. Soon there should be some reasons to really celebrate because we're going to be off on new paths. And I know I keep saying that, and it's just as frustrating for me when another month goes by or another week goes by and you're looking and you're going, okay. But, nature finding your way back to the basics, finding your way back to the core of yourself, and looking at your heart and going, okay, what's in my heart? What's in my energy field? What's been stripped away and what's left here? What's this treasure that I'm moving forward with in the world? Because this is a new dawn. It's a new time for us. So we get to choose how we move forward, no matter how excited and exuberant we are about it, or kind of indifferent we are to it. With whichever energy we're in, that's going to oscillate through time. And here we go. This is another kind of reminder. We have the snow leopard, self-reliance. This has been one of the biggest challenges of the last couple years, is knowing who you are. Who are you? How do you take care of yourself first, right? What are your priorities? How do you balance and hone in on your energies? That's another thing that came up for me, is I was thinking, okay, I do let my mind go a little bit when I have too much time on my hands, or I'm not really busy. And I think, oh, well, I didn't accomplish this, or I didn't accomplish that, right? I didn't meet a new lover. I'm not in a relationship with a soulmate. And I start to go down that little path. But what I've taught myself to do is harness the power of my mind. So instead of kind of going from like a Abraham Hicks style cause and reaction energy, I'm just going, no, I'm not going to focus on the tit for tat. I'm just going to harness the power of my mind differently. And that's all I'm going to focus on. And you can do that with your heart. You can do that with your body. You can do that with your discipline and what you put in your body in terms of food. So you are strongly independent and often solitary. Integrity is important for your best outcome. So stay in alignment, even if you're frustrated or you're coming into contact with people who are really in their pain body, really in their 3D self, totally rigid, totally constricted, aggravated, combative. It's best to stay in your integrity, even if they're out of integrity. Cloak yourself with invisibility and walk with the shamans. Use your intuition and let your life unfold in silent perfection. So there's a deep, deep message here. Let's think about monks for a minute, or nuns for a moment. There's this energy of silence and stillness that we get from tapping into that power. And I often used to think that, and this might hit the wrong way, but it's just a personal opinion, so take it as you will. But I used to think nuns and monks kind of had it easy. I'm like, you're not engaging with the world in a way where you get this onslaught of energy. And yet, in the last 2 years, I've been dipping my toes in this energy of solitude and silence, and being in the mystery and the layers of my own mind, my own psyche, and my connection with the universe, and all of the questions that come from awakening and going deeper and deeper and evolving differently. And so there's this deep energy here, which is in a connection to a shaman, which is a very highly connected spiritual being. So if you look at yourself and how you've been connecting more into your spiritual self, your spiritual being, your connection with the universe, your connection with God, whatever it is for you, it could just be simply your connection with your higher self and who you want to be in the world and who you've let go of in terms of constructs of yourself. Well, this is really highlighting how important being alone and being in a solitary energy can be for your spiritual evolution. So we often like to be constantly in contact with people. We often like to be in relationship with people, but there is so much to learn about ourselves and who we are in the world when we're alone, when we're by ourselves, when we're not in a relationship with another person, and we don't have distractions, or we don't have to filter our energies to harmonize with someone else. And that's really a beautiful thing too, but I feel like this card is saying those who are going to be watching this video, and those who are watching live now, there is a part of your spirit, and you might have wondered why you take longer, or you have groups of time that you're more solitary. And it's because you're a higher spiritual being. You need that time alone to regenerate. You need that time alone to release a lot of the energies that have come in because you're so sensitive. And you might not even know what you pick up. All right? Because you might not even know the full extent of your power as a being here, and how you help and assist people as a catalyst for their evolution. Right? So the cloak yourself with invisibility is sometimes also, and I could look at this for myself too. I could say, hey, why don't I have 500,000 followers on YouTube? I feel like my services are equal to many readers online that have, 500,000 or more. Did they put in more work than me? Possibly. Did they not? Possibly. And I wonder about that sometimes, because I'm sure we all do this in small or big stages in our life. But sometimes you're meant to actually be walking a path of invisibility, which means you're not seen by thousands or millions, or maybe your family doesn't really recognize the efforts you've put in, or your boss, or in a career area, you're not being recognized for all the value you bring to the table. Well, there are some times in our lives where that's purposeful. So we can learn to be humble. We can learn what it's like not to be recognized or seen. And we can challenge that with our own self-worth and our own growth by going, okay, I'm going to leave this position because you don't value me. Or I'm okay with actually being seen by 500,000 people. Where before I might have kind of gone, oh, well, maybe that would be a little bit challenging. And maybe I have subconscious fears or blocks around actually being seen or doing conferences or that kind of thing. So just connect in with your truth here. If you've been hard on yourself, and look at patterns of solitary energy and patterns of being a wallflower. And you can learn a lot with that energy. And so just look for the purpose within that, because this is a very powerful card. This is one of the most powerful cards in this whole deck. Okay, the snow leopard. It is a very, very potent energy. It also connects in with secrets. So sometimes you will know something about someone, you'll know something about a situation, and you actually have the integrity and the patience to know when to express that truth and when not to, right? When is the moment? What is the purpose? What is the timing? Will it be productive? That's another energy of the lynx, which is coming up here with the snow leopard. Okay, so I'm just getting that for somebody. That might be a little bit of an important message here, is that you have a very powerful capability of knowing when to speak and when not to, and how it's going to affect others, because your words carry a lot of power. Yeah, and 9 years, right? That's a beautiful cycle. And I feel like for me too, I think I was divorced in separated in 2014 and divorced in 2015. And realistically, I've been single for the majority of that time up until now. I had one relationship in between that time span, which was an actual relationship that I wanted to develop. And I was hoping it would go, and I've referenced it, briefly a couple times, but I thought that was going to be my person. I thought we were going to have family and raise children together and that kind of thing. And that's not how it went. And I learned so much. And that's, part of my lessons within that, and looking into myself and really going through all of the energies and tackling my own shadows and my codependency, and how I am in relationship and why, and overgiving energies, that kind of thing, that it helped me come to a place where I was able to come forward and write and publish and actually look at some of the energies of relationship and what happens when when we're okay being alone, but we enjoy being in companionship as well, but we won't settle for less. And with this relationship and my healing, I should say, it was a catalyst for my work and my energy, because I take responsibility for the healing that I've done. But it really gave me a lot of clarity on where I was settling for less than I deserved when I did not realize it. So it was a subconscious pattern that I had for quite some time of settling for less than I was worth, because I was truly looking at the other person for all their potential and all their amazing, beautiful qualities. And it is a truth for me. I do love very strongly, and I have a lot of different love languages. So I, leave notes, tell them you're sexy, beautiful. You could, that work is amazing. And that's all truth. But it can come forward as smothering and really trigger other people's wounds as well as my own, right? So yes, there is so much we can learn being alone with ourselves. And there's so much that we can learn being in a relationship with others. And I guess when you're moving between the two as well, you have a lot of time to reflect on how you've been in relationship, whether they're long-term or short-term. So very, very powerful energies of reflection, of course. And I feel like any time now we'll be moving into the energies of action, whether that it's a new person, new relationship, new career, new area of living or location. But there should be some pretty big changes, because we've done so much inner transformation that has to be reflected in the outside world. So let's take a look at some of the energies here that we've been going through. Animal totems, you guys, pay very close attention, because you might have seen a drop off in synchronicities, signs, messages. There's been a little bit of a void course in the past little while. So you might have noticed this too, if you have a really open dialogue with spirits, guides, ancestors, that might have actually closed down a little bit, or it might have accelerated. So it could have been one or the other for you. I've noticed mine had a bit of a void course. So it left me feeling like, okay, let's revisit this orphan, abandoned energy, and see where I stand with that. Am I okay standing in my own power? Or do I feel like I'm isolated and alone when that void course happens? Because if you've been on this path for a while, or you're in that shaman energy, you know that happens. There's like a switch off, and there'll be a certain point in time, whether it's a day, a week, could be months, could be even years. I guess that hasn't happened for me, but where you lose your connection with the divine, because you're focusing inward for your divine self, right? So it's almost like a test of your willingness to see yourself in your power, and to know that you have the answers within, and yet you always will come back to that energy of co-creation. So look to your animal totems. There should be some totems with you now that are really helping you if you're struggling, and they will really help you even if you're not struggling and you're ready for the next step. So mine, like one of my totems, is George. George has helped me through so much. He is such a powerful, magnificent guide. Wow. I am so lucky to have him in my life. So you guys might have animal totems too that are helping you through these times. We do have some destructive energy here. And so those totems will be helping us navigate that. For example, when people are cruel to me, I find it really, or I used to find it really difficult to accept that type of behavior. Because I would always question, this comes from an insecure place and a lack of self-worth. I would always go, what did I do to deserve that? Right? I didn't immediately think, why are they so insecure they feel they can speak to me like that? Or why are they in a place of such a lack of integrity that they're behaving in such a destructive manner? or speaking in such a destructive manner, or being immature, or being irresponsible with their words, right? Now that I've experienced some narcissistic behavior, I've experienced some aggressive verbal abuse. And I actually just came across this the other day, and the COVID-19 energies and the pandemic energies will have affected people in many different ways. There's a lot of karma being kind of balanced out, and some people have had it really, really hard. Some people have had this time as this kind of snow leopard energy where they're reconnecting, rebooting, regenerating, transforming, resting. And others will have just been going through failed relationship, job loss, or conflict. And that will be happening because Spirit is really working on that individual or that circumstance to help them break through those energies, because that's probably a repeating cycle for them and they're trying to break through. But this destructive energy, if you have anybody coming at you from a place of non-integrity, remove yourself from that energy and know that's not about you, okay? So if you're a target for somebody, hopefully you're in the energy to walk away and remove yourself, and then also clear your energy field and send the energy back to them, because they're responsible for that. So, and if you are self-destructing, you're gonna have to rein it in, because you're the most precious asset that you have in this lifetime. All right, you know, your mind, your body, your soul, those are your most precious treasure. So treat yourself with respect. Treat yourself with dignity. If you've been out of integrity, you are fully and totally capable of empowering yourself to come back into integrity. Make it right. If you have been really seeing yourself as insecure, not confident, a failure, find the ways in which you are not. Find the ways in which you have succeeded. Find the ways in which you have evolved. Find, even if it's the tiniest little detail, it's really important to move through these energies of destruction so you can come through to the creation energies again. This destruction is meant to tear away the pieces that you don't even want to be associated with anymore, right? The parts of you that don't serve you, not somebody else, right? So this destructive energy is helping you find yourself again after probably a long period of maybe seeking approval or confirmation outside of yourself. Out of control, out of your control. This is destiny. This is the universe. And this is a little bit of what I was talking about in the beginning, and comes back to the heron and the patience energy. So when things are going slow, or Spirit is saying really amazing things are coming, we're so excited, everything you've asked for is here, and you're going, but when I'm uncomfortable, I don't feel good, I'm not enjoying my life, I'm not feeling joyful, or I don't feel like I have anything to celebrate, or haven't met someone. Hey Zach, how you doing, bud? It can feel really challenging to surrender to this energy, especially when it's of a longer duration. So if you guys have been hanging on for a year, 2 years, and like really like, okay, it's just around the corner, okay, the cherry on top, okay, and nothing's happened, or seemingly nothing has happened, I feel for you, because I relate to some of that energy as well. But it is out of control, out of our control. And part of your magnificence as a spirit is that you're designed to withstand that. And sometimes it doesn't feel like it, right? We can feel like totally crushed, totally exhausted, tired, like we have no idea where we're going. Like it's like, okay, fly. And then it's like, okay, fly where? Right? So it can, it's going good. if you guys don't know, Zach is my brother. So, shout out to my little brother there, who supports me. I love that. It's so fantastic. I really appreciate your support. So yeah, you can feel like there's an element of destiny and things out of your control. Keep the faith in yourself. Keep trusting yourself. Keep trusting whatever it is that gives you that feeling of wonder and magic and awe, whether it's nature like hummingbirds or bears or even plants. There's got to be something in your life that you just think, wow, there has to be more to this life because of the beauty and magnificence of this. It could be yourself, right? Could be irises, like this painting behind me. So let's keep going, because like I said, I got to get my guide out for a walk. So cheer up. Spirit is saying live in the moment. So with this destructive energy and with this energy of things not being in our control, like you can't make a partner appear. Even if you could make a partner appear, you can't make it so that that energy is, there's loyalty, there's honesty, there's fun, there's lightheartedness, there's play, there's all those things that you want. You can't make it, right? Like you can manifest it and you can be the person that who wants to attract those things. But if it were that simple, we would have a totally different lifestyle and world. But Spirit is saying, cheer up, please, please, please live more in the moment. So what if you could live more in the moment? What if you can find more joy in every day, even if it's just a moment of joy in a day? If you're depressed, if you're struggling with anxiety, know that that's okay. That is totally normal. This human experience is very challenging. So if you have those things, reach out to friends. Perhaps it's time to engage in therapy for a little while, just to get some energy off your chest, to get some energy out, and to help you cheer up. Because sometimes you can't just go, cheer up, okay, right? It's not that easy. Sometimes it takes a lot of small, minor adjustments. But when you make those small, minor adjustments, you can actually affect a bigger change in your own life so that you can experience more joy, so that you can actually, if you're cynical and pessimistic, you can transform your cynicism and pessimism through small changes and tiny little actions, right? So it's not so easy just to say cheer up, but Spirit is saying that we do need a little bit of optimism, a little bit of faith to help us through, because yes, it might not work out if we have that faith and optimism and trust, but the alternative of being pessimistic and cynical is not as productive as giving ourselves the chance, the opportunity to have faith, to have trust, right? So we also have confrontation, and wow, that is matched up with destruction. So this one is a challenging one because, for example, I've learned to stand up for myself. I've learned my worth. I've learned my value through a lot of hardships, through narcissistic manipulation, through my own codependency, my own insecurities, and how I allowed people in my life and how I allowed people to treat me or speak to me. But this one is saying pick your battles wisely. And it's interesting that I mentioned the links earlier because this is a links here. And we do also have dragon energy. So if you guys are connected to like lizards, dragons, that's a very galactic energy if you didn't know already. It's a very powerful protector as well. So it's possible that a few of you have dragon animal guides, animal totems, and protection. So if you're dealing with someone who's particularly awful in your experience, maybe ask for help from your animal totem or animal guides or dragon energy. Help in navigating that in the highest and best way, because sometimes confrontation is necessary. Sometimes you lose yourself if you don't confront issues and fear, right? Other times, if you confront something, perhaps in a reactory way or in bad timing, you can be self-sabotaging yourself. So you really have to be wise and aware of when to pick your battles. When is it necessary and when is it not, right? So when we look at standing in our integrity, even if we are in confrontation, if you stand in your integrity and don't allow yourself to resort to like nitpicking and that kind of thing, then you're still maintaining an energy of wisdom there. But Spirit is saying that there are some energies that are going to be coming to a head. So just be aware that not everyone is in a calm, rational mindset right now. There are a lot of people that are very upset, angry, disappointed in themselves or life. And so it's a time of being responsible for your energy. Very important. You're responsible only for your energy. Okay? But you can navigate away from people who are destructive, right? At this time, you can navigate away from those people. It's not your responsibility to engage and therefore lose energy if you don't have to, right? And if you have to, if that's part of your purpose, if that's part of what you need to do. For example, I was referencing this briefly, but I had somebody that I was in a little bit of a dynamic with, a very small dynamic. I had made a joke and that person took offense to it. But there was more hidden beneath the surface, and that person attempted to project a lot of their insecurity and anger onto me. And I just, as I was saying, I've grown not to tolerate that type of behavior. And so I stopped it. I said, no, you can't speak to me like this. It's unacceptable, right? And so that was a confrontation. And in my opinion, it allowed me to see a truth of that situation. It allowed me to see a deeper truth of that person and the struggles that they're going through, and that that energy is so destructive that I will no longer be, around that person. And, because my little brother is on, I'm not going to explore some of the energies that came through there. But it was very unkind and cruel words that were spoken to me in which there was absolutely no need for it. So if you come across that where somebody uses you because of your light and your fire and your brilliance and your kind of just who you are, because you as powerful beings, unfortunately, that can be intimidating and unsettling for people who haven't done the work yet or aren't planning on doing the work. They see you as a threat to their way of life. And so sometimes you just have to, kindly, step back. Okay, I see where you're at. It's not about me. And I'm just going to disengage. So we also have Dove. Oh, this is so beautiful, you guys, because yes, there's destruction all over the planet and within ourselves, interpersonal relationships, but there's also peace. So we have this take a leap of faith here. And this is so beautiful because we have the dove, we have the earth, we have kind of this angelic energy, beautiful colors, transformation, butterflies, and it looks very idyllic. So you're taking a leap of faith that there's something better. You're taking a leap of faith that there's a better world out here for us to exist in. Okay, so it's not silly to dream of a better world. It's not silly to be a better person to contribute to that better world, right? So keep the faith, keep on trusting in yourself, and keep on trusting that things can. What if it gets better? What if my life is absolutely amazing? What if I'm celebrating? What if I'm laughing? What if I'm in joy 75% of the time instead of 10% of the time, right? Take that leap of faith in yourself and in the world, maybe even in humanity, because it can get really dark on Earth. And there's a lot of lower energies, a lot of that destructive energy. And when we destroy something, we're able to build it back up better. So it lasts longer, so it's more integral, right? Like it has more integral, structural integrity. So focus on your structural integrity and just know that that's contributing to a better world, okay? So keep the faith. Like there are people who are changing. There are people who are evolving. There are people who are kind, who are compassionate, and they're learning boundaries and learning how to be in the world a little bit better so they aren't doormats and they aren't taking other people's abuse. And if that's you, congratulations, because that's a huge victory. And keep on going with that energy because we need more of that transformational energy. So, okay, 2 more cards left. Oh, this is awesome. So we have Dragonfly Mermaid. You've attracted wonderful news, resonating to the number 10. So you guys might be getting a message. It could be from a family member, could be from a friend. You could be have a trip on offer. Someone says, hey, do you want to go for a trip? You could have a new career opportunity coming. Also, you could have a person in your life, saying, hey, let's take it to the next level. Or, I really want to talk to you. I really want to get together. Let's spend some time together. Let's go on a road trip. Things can be looking up for you here. So you've attracted wonderful news. Have faith. And this is paired with this out of control card, right? So you already know that something is making its way towards you. You've known this for quite some time. And so it's going to be good news. Don't worry and put a spin on it that it's going to be destructive and horrible and it's going to affect you and you're going to go back into your pain body and all the work is going to unravel. No. All the work that you've done in the past 9 years, in the past 2 years, in the past 1 year, it's not going to disappear. Every single minute of work that you've done on yourself is worth $1 million, right? It's priceless. It's infinite in its value and treasure. Wow, I love that Dragonfly is coming up for Teresa. And this could be one of your animal totems as well. I know I have one hanging in my rearview mirror, a little amulet. So I love Dragonfly energy. And mermaid medicine is also about being able to go through the emotions of life. Well, if we think about an ocean, that is not peaceful all the time, right? We have to remember that life is chaotic. Okay, that is its nature, has both balance and chaos. So as a mermaid, as a dragonfly, those are, energies of the veil or being of two worlds. So when you're balancing between two worlds, sometimes you'll be more in the 3D. Sometimes you'll be more in the 5D. Sometimes you'll be more in your emotions. Sometimes you'll be more in your mind or your physical body, right? So continue to balance these energies, but good news is coming. It's out of your control. It's destined. You have manifested this by being the amazing, beautiful person that you are. It's on the way, okay? So keep the faith. It is on the way. And we have Against the Grain. This one comes up so often. This is from the Alana Fairchild Sacred Rebels Oracle. This one is, it reminds you, and I'm trying to see if there's seagulls or doves. It looks like they're more seagulls up top there. But this energy of Against the Grain, some of you who are watching, you're not the same as everybody else. We can talk about black sheep. We can talk about psychedelic sheep. You feel different. You might feel weird. You might feel like you don't have a lot of friends, or you're very sensitive, or you see things differently. You speak differently because you see things differently. You can't accept certain things because you are so different, because you are so sensitive. This card is all about going against conformity, okay? Going against what society expects from you, or what anyone expects for you. You don't fit in a box, and you never will. And I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, that in some aspects, there is a simplicity about that. And you might wish, you know what? I wish I could have just had one job for my entire life and one person for my entire life. and never wanted anything, didn't like have that drive, that trailblazer energy to push, to evolve, to grow, to change, to transform, to be open-minded and see new things and go, whoa, okay, I was totally wrong about that, or I was totally off, or wow, I've transformed so much, I see things totally differently. This energy of against the grain means, when you're a trailblazer and you're cutting paths that no one's been down before, it can be very exhausting and it can be very challenging, whether you're in relationship or not. Teresa brought up a very good point too. It can be either way, whether you're single, whether you're in relationship. We're always moving forward. We're trailblazing with and without. So in the outer world and in the inner world, whether we're with someone or we're not, we still have the same amount of power, personal power. Okay. And so I just so much love to you guys who are out there making a difference and not even knowing it, making a difference by not settling for less than you deserve, making a difference simply by being open-minded and being willing to change beliefs, being willing to listen to other people, being willing to be compassionate and kind in the face of adversity, being willing to look at destructive people and patterns and step away from them and no longer rescue or enable that energy, and also not enabling that energy within yourself. If there's addictions, you're going to take care of them, right? If you are needing to eat healthier, you're going to, right? If you need to take a rest, you're going to take time off, right? You're starting to take care of yourself more and more, and that's going to really help going against the grain. And maybe this news is connected to going against the grain. Maybe your work in being different, being an outsider, being a wallflower, being that black sheep or that lone wolf, maybe you've expanded out of that energy and realized, that you are connected even in that energy. And this news will be spirit, in essence, rewarding you for all of your hard work and your perseverance and your patience, not only with yourself, but with the universe. And with that knowing that you are such a powerful, strong being, that you can be patient and you can acknowledge that a lot of things are out of your control at the moment. So take what is in your control and work on that while you're in that energy. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope that these videos inspire and motivate you in your lives. I know that sometimes looking to the future, looking for answers outside of yourself, sometimes it's not in our highest and best. But my intention here with everyone who finds their self on this channel or finds their self watching one of my videos is I really want you to know that you're not alone, that we are connected, and that you're doing an amazing job living this life, which is filled with challenges and obstacles and successes. And, it is a roller coaster ride. So thank you guys for being part of my roller coaster ride. And once again, the book is available on Amazon. And you can also buy my oracle cards on makeplayingcards.com. I went ahead and changed up a few of the covers and changed up some pricing to make it a little bit more affordable. But I still do want to make money off of those because, unfortunately, the pricing, the base pricing for that is rather high because it is convenient. I don't have to have a lot of stock. You guys can order it online. So I've made it as convenient as possible, as cost efficient as I can. And now online, there's the Kindred Spirit Love Oracle. The cover is different now. I revamped it, and there's a version. The more expensive version is the one that has the gold gilt, and I've made a cost-friendly version that does not have the gold gilt, but it's got the same cover. So you'll see that in the price difference if you guys do go online to order any of my oracle cards. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you're catching this on the replay, I hope you enjoyed these messages, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. Maybe this wonderful news will come through this weekend, maybe not, but keep yourself open to that possibility. And Zach, if you're still online, I love you, little bro. And like I said, I think it's amazing that you pop online and watch my readings. Sometimes it's so fantastic and it hits me right in the feels. And so, yeah, take care, you guys. If you want a card pull, I will pull a card for you. Just a little quick one. And then I'm going to take my best fur friend out for an adventure and tap into nature, do some meditation, and try to steer clear of social media a little bit more than I have. And then eventually I'm going to poof off of social media for, at least a week or two, because I feel I really need that. So if you do want a card pull, okay, Teresa, do you have any preference in any of the decks that I've used today? Or do you want me to just choose for you? I think if you don't have one in particular, I'm thinking of this one. Whoops. I'm going to use the Mystical Wisdom because I haven't used that one in a little while. And they're just the art. Like I'm pretty sure my mom, who's passed over now, I'm pretty sure she introduced me to these calendars that I think this artist did. And I remember as a kid, I was so fascinated by them. I loved the detail. It was so magical. So this message is for Teresa. Okay. Creative wonderment. Follow your passion. So Teresa, is there something along these lines, whether it's knitting, whether it's sewing, whether it's a children's book, is there anything that you have wanted to bring forward, wanted to explore? It could be even singing lessons or something like that. But this one, creative wonderment, follow your passion. It indicates that there is something in your life that you're really good at, that you're a natural at. And Spirit is asking you to have a little bit of playful fun here and question within yourself, is there any hobby? Is there any craft? Is there anything that I want to dip my toes into and just start something new, start something fresh? Oh, that's so beautiful. I love that. And it's got the piano right here. I totally missed that too. I was like, I wasn't even there yet. So yes, start singing, songwriting, playing around, even if you're just, find a bird or a bumblebee and start playing music that speaks from your soul. And if you feel guided to, share that with the world or share it with friends or family. And if you don't, do it for you, right? Allow yourself to express that beautiful talent and bring that movement to the world. I mean, you guys might think this is totally hilarious. It depends on where you're at in your journey. But I saw someone talking about activating. Oh, I'm going to forget. Anyways, it's just basically talking with plants and singing to plants. And I was in the forest and I started singing to this bunch of ferns. And they started like dancing and moving around. So I don't know if you guys want to play with that type of energy, go for it. But if you have animals in your house and you have plants in your house, those plants and those animals will benefit also from that music coming from your heart. So that's your message there, Teresa. And I don't think anyone else wants a card. I'm not going to pull for anyone that's not here today, although I do send you so much love. Kathy, if you watch this, I'm thinking about you. I'm sending you lots of good, positive energy. And of course, my other clients and followers who are regulars, who are often online, who aren't on today, I say hello, and I hope that you have enjoyed the replay. So take care, you guys. Tons of love. It looks like that's it for today. And we'll catch you next time. Ciao for now. Take care.